everyone, I'm Agent E,
And I'm Agent A.
and we are the Paranormal Intelligence Bureau.
And tonight we will be discussing.
Something that people have been seeing or sensing for centuries.
And what exactly is that?
Ghost. I feel like everyone has at least either felt a ghost, seen a ghost, smelled a ghost in some sort of way.
I've definitely have a ghost story. You have a ghost story?
I have many ghost stories.
Many? How can somebody have many? What is too many ghost stories?
I think it's something very spiritual that happens within someone. Not everyone is on the same planes. Ghosts are on a different plane than us in a earthly realm. I know it sounds crazy to think about, but I guess we can talk about it more. Um, but I can say I've definitely had my fair share of ghost stories.
So you're telling me you believe that ghost is a spiritual happening and it doesn't happen to everybody?
Correct. I think you have to be in that plane to really understand or sense, or specifically, maybe it can be a spirit or a ghost that comes directly to you.
Like a family member?
A family member. A lot of people sometimes see their dog, sense their
dog.
Yeah, there's like spirit dogs.
A ghost dog?
Ghost dog, ghost cat, ghost snake.
What's that movie? Cat Cemetery?
Pet Cemetery?
Pet Cemetery.
Well, that's different. That's completely different. That has I don't think that falls in the same genre of what we're speaking about.
Okay.
But I feel like everyone has something they can kind of say, like, hey, I think that was a ghost. It could be like those chills you feel out of nowhere, the what's it called? The chicken skin.
Goosebumps.
The goosebumps. Sometimes you can feel like a rush passing through you, or a familiar smell, or a not so familiar smell that you're constantly seeing.
Yeah, but you don't think there's other explanations for that? Like,
I mean,
just a breeze of cold wind blows by,
when you're like inside a building and there's no breeze.
I guess like you feel like a chills.
Like a chill. Or like you see something in your peripheral like passing by.
Like a shadow figure.
Like a shadow figure. Because remember, ghosts come in different ways. They manifest in different ways. You can have a noisy ghost, like a poltergeist that moves things, that slams things, that knocks things over. You can have orbs that just show around you, that manifest sometimes in videos and pictures only. You can actually have something that you see, or the mist. So it can be different things for sure.
Okay, so what's the difference between a ghost and a spirit?
So I would say a ghost is an energy that is still here on earth, that hasn't migrated to the beyond. A spirit is someone that accepted their fate and is going, has reached enlightenment, so they're not so afraid to come and go. A ghost is something that definitely is still repenting or not wanting to cross over.
So a ghost is a dead person?
I don't want to say person, because you can see different types of things in ghosts. You can see ghost ships, ghost cars.
So I'm gonna stop you for a moment. Maybe
Okay.
we could look at the screen, and maybe we could figure out the different types of ghosts. And
Okay.
I think that's where I'm confused at.
Okay.
Because you're telling me ghosts, and there's so many broad aspects of what a ghost would be. There's ghost, spirit, an ancient.
Apparition.
How about an ancient ghost?
Yeah, most definitely.
Like we just saw the movie The Mummy
The
the other
Mummy.
day.
That was an ancient demon, which is demons and spirits and ghosts are completely
You see, that's where I'm
different.
confused. What makes them different?
We already explained what a ghost and a spirit is, right? The
You
difference.
hear the ghost dog?
I think
I don't know if you guys hear the ghost dog barking.
But a demon is something completely different, which we can talk about in a different scenario, but they're night and day.
So demon is another case.
Definitely, because that is something that we really need to dive deep in, because it opens another can of worms that we just can't talk about.
Today's case is ghost.
I think you went a little too far ahead.
All right, so let's take a look at the screen.
Okay.
Right, and maybe you can read it, and we can go through it.
Yeah.
And it says, "Do you know your ghost?"
Okay.
Right, and it has the first one that says residual. What does that mean? Can you read that under that?
So it's saying something that's environmental, or that is definitely just attached to, yeah, it's
Here, maybe you can read it off of here. It's a little
Yeah.
blurry here too.
Yeah. So it's definitely something that's associated with an event or their environment, something like that can last very. So I would assume it's like people that see their grandma at
Okay.
home
Okay.
or
Something very close to you and
something
personal.
very close and personal to you for
That's
sure.
residual.
Yeah.
Zoom out all the way.
And then you have the intelligent ghost, which they make noises. That's when you see like paranormal investigators using those devices that they'll speak to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So an intelligent ghost will try to communicate with you by interfering with your, basically your tools.
yeah, like your everyday tools. It could be a like an EMF reader, an EVP reader. Sometimes your radio. It can be different things.
It's almost like saying a residual ghost is not intelligent.
No, it's not intelligent because the residual ghost is specifically coming to visit you. Like they have a connection with
An
you.
intelligent ghost visits everybody, or
Not
can communicate with everybody. Like
necessarily.
if you entered a house and everybody moved into this one house repeatedly and had the
Mm-hmm.
same interaction with that ghost, does that make him intelligent?
It can be.
Right?
It can also be different things depending on what they're trying to manifest.
Okay, it's
Right.
purpose.
Its purpose, yeah.
Yeah,
So the next is poltergeist, which is one of the most common ones.
that sounds scary.
It's kind of like the movie Poltergeist, right? We've all seen it. Amazing movie. Well, I have. And that's basically it manifests in emotional turmoil situations, right? When there's stress happening, changes,
So
and
this ghost is filled with a lot of hate.
yes, they're hateful spirits, right? And they make noises, they throw objects, some cases even say they start fires, they're vengeful spirits.
Okay, next.
Then you have shadow figures,
Okay.
which are commonly what you see in like haunted places, and many people try to say that they correlate this with demons, right? So
See, that's the thing. A demon will try to confuse you that it's a residual ghost.
well, a shadow figure ghost, not a residual.
Okay.
So typically shadow figures, that's like the black ones.
Yeah,
you
but
see.
wouldn't a demon want you to think that he's your family member, so that you can eventually help him come back to the physical?
Yes.
That's what I see in a lot of movies.
Yeah, it can definitely
There's
happen.
a demon spirit shadow figure in the corner, and it wants to use a child to somehow come to the physical world.
I mean, yes and no, but that's where the shadow figures come in, right? They're usually another type of spirit trying to play games with that person's emotions. You'll notice it a lot with like grieving
Also, it
moms.
feeds off of it.
It feeds off negative
And it gets
energy,
stronger and
emotional
stronger.
stresses, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger.
Okay.
And then, like you said, we have the demonic ghost,
Okay.
which obviously is negative hauntings, possessions, attacking, just very, very hateful,
Does not like
hateful
humans.
spirit.
Have never possessed solid form.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so a demon has never been human before.
Never.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah, they've never been human.
So a ghost is when a human dies,
Mhm.
and depending if he's healed or not, if his soul or spirit
transitions
is
or not, but
healed.
demons have never walked our plane, and they want to cause havoc, and they're just awful, awful spirits.
Okay.
And then you have the elemental ghosts, which are the ones that are like your folklore ones, which I have a few that I've dealt with as well.
Would that be like the ball of light?
No, those are orbs, which are also like residual ghosts, or it can be like the other ghosts that we spoke about earlier, which are a type of poltergeist as well, or intelligent ghosts.
Found near forests, lakes, mountains.
So elementals are like gnomes.
Is it like in Harry
nymphs.
Potter, that deer when he was by the lake?
I don't know what deer you're talking about. But yeah, those are a lot of the different types of ghosts that they are. But what most of them all have in common is like we spoke about. You're gonna sense the flickering lights, the sudden cold, the moving of objects. Another big one is if you have a pet at home, their unusual behaviors. As well, pets are on a different spiritual plane than us, and they can definitely sense different things.
Well, a lot of animals.
All animals.
Cats,
Mhm.
they have that movie Cat's Eye.
Yeah, it's a really Stephen King movie, really, really good.
So
Book as well.
they also have that movie, The Eyes. I don't. I think it came out in
Is that the one
2008.
with Jessica Alba when she gets the transplant?
Yeah, she had a
Yeah.
cornea transplant,
Yeah.
right? And she started to see figures and just dead people all over.
Yeah.
And
That was
it's
really.
be so she was blind since she was 5 years old because of an accident with her sister. I
Mm-hmm.
think they were playing with something and some chemical got in her eye, so she was blind since she was 5. And then 15 years later, at 20 years old, she gets a cornea transplant.
Yeah.
And after getting that transplant, she starts to see dead people. So can it be somebody's eyes that are playing tricks on them?
I don't. I think. Well, they don't say that. You know the saying that says that the eyes are the windows to the soul.
Yes.
So I like same thing. That we were just speaking about. I'm very prone to seeing spirits, and you said you've only seen one spirit in your life or only felt one. So I think it really depends.
Yeah. So it's like having abilities.
Yeah, I can definitely. I feel like we all have different types of abilities that we're very used to and we're good at and we're not good at.
Okay, so I have another image here, and since we want to talk about that, we're going to talk about psychic abilities because I,
Okay.
I feel like these allow you to see what is going on. So we have different psychic abilities. We have telepathy.
Mhm.
Telepathy is the ability to pass on information, ideas, impressions, feelings, moods, and thoughts between living beings
Mhm.
without the involvement of known sensory organs.
I don't think I've ever met someone that knows telepathy.
How about twins
Twins do
and
have.
triplets? They just have like an automatic like connection.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Like they know when something's wrong that's happening to the
Yeah,
to
have you
the
ever
other
seen
one.
the twin videos where the moms always like separate them, like, oh, raise your hand, they both raise the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
hand,
and they
or
put like a
do a
door between
dance
them.
and they do the same dance. It's like they're
They're connected.
they're connected
They're one.
for sure.
So that's a sense of telepathy,
Yeah.
you know. We have precognition. Precognition is the prediction of future events that are already anticipated or subsequently experienced, whereby the prediction can relate to a few seconds or many years.
So kind of like deja vu.
Predicting the future within seconds, like if you already saw that and then it
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
I guess.
Like that's so Raven.
Well, I feel like we all have a couple of seconds of a sense of seeing in the future. Like we know what's gonna happen.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
you ever just like look over your shoulder and all of a sudden something happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then we have mediumship.
Mhm.
And the term medium or channel refers to a person who can establish a connection to the spiritual world and is thus able to convey messages between people and supernatural beings such as angels, spirits, or deceased.
Yeah,
Is that what it says there?
deceased.
A mediumship. So yeah, there's a lot of mediums. That's people who
Yes.
let you know about mediums. You're always telling me stories. Who's
Yeah.
who's the guy you watch in the car all the
Like
time?
car. I always forget his name.
The car medium.
Yeah, the car medium. He's amazing. I've also have talked to a few animal communicators as well that they speak to.
So have you spoken to an animal medium?
Yeah, yeah. She was honestly really amazing. And at first, I went very like I wasn't sure if I was able to believe everything, just because you have people that are very honest with their gifts, and then you have people that are just faking it. So you have to really
In it
learn
for the money.
in it for the money, and you have to really take the time to evaluate to see if they're telling you the truth. But this person that I spoke to, she was like dead on everything. She knew nothing about me, nothing about who I was trying to communicate with, and she told me things that no one knew but myself,
Hmm.
right? Or like, just from feeding habits, like who they like to hang out with, what they
Now,
like.
not to get too
Yeah,
personal. This is about a pet
yeah, it's a
of
pet.
yours that
Yeah,
had recently passed away,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and you spoke to a pet medium
yeah. To
that
connect with.
connected with
Mm-hmm.
your recent passed away pet
Yeah.
and told you signs and things that only you would know.
Yep.
And that's how you knew that
It
she
was
was a
real.
true medium.
It was real, and just like different, the way she was tapping into the other realm, you could really see that it was very genuine and very honest, and just her reactions to everything. But obviously that can be fake sometimes, but just the information that she was able to relate to me that no one knew, I knew that it was real.
Okay. Okay. So on your side, mediums are real.
Oh, for sure. 1,000%.
For sure. For sure. Okay. Let's go to the next one.
Telekinesis is the next one. A movement of objects through the power of the human consciousness. That one's pretty cool. Kind of like Carrie. Have you seen the movie
That
Carrie?
can lift objects and throw them,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think they did. I seen a few pranks that they set up like in bars, fake scenarios where people would come in like a coffee shop and they think they're having their coffee on a normal day, and all of a sudden there's this one person who has like these abilities of Carrie, and they just like throw the chair across the room and everybody's flipping out.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, in it for the money. It's not true. I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of studies about people with telekinesis and
Have you ever seen anybody move a object with their mind in person, with your own eyes?
I want to say yes.
Okay.
But it didn't happen here in the United States. It happened from where like my family's from.
And where is that?
They're from Nicaragua, and I don't know if just it's also the different realms. We have a lot of technology that around us all the time, and those radio waves really affect our mind and our brain.
So you feel like the technology that's in the United States, just everywhere, phones, cell towers, block out our abilities to connect with just Earth itself, these electromagnetic, surroundings, to be able to move objects and read minds and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Okay, makes sense. Next, we have portations.
Yeah.
This type of psychic ability is defined as the appearance or disappearance of an object without the physical touch. So something that just appears out of nowhere and just disappears?
Yeah.
A physical object?
Kind of reminds me like the Flash. I don't know if that's the same
thing. The hero? The Flash?
Yeah.
Like he just comes and goes?
Yeah.
This I feel like is more like an object that just like goes in and out of realms, Clairvoyance. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like
there's a lot of the same. I think it's a one big umbrella that just takes you on this big path of all those things. They're intertwined for sure. If you're able to do one of those abilities, you can do another of those abilities very, very lightly. I recently saw this show. I can't remember the name of it. It was a Stephen King book too. But it was the one with the kids, and they were basically taken because they had specific abilities, and one of them can do
the institution.
The Institute. That's what it was
called. The Institute. Yes, on Netflix.
I don't think it was on Netflix.
No,
I don't remember where it was. But it was a lot of a portion of the kids that can either do
so they were kidnapping kids who had abilities like telekinesis and all that.
And all of them were able to do both of the powers, just some of them were able to do it stronger than others, and they had like their preferences.
We got hit with a payment. You telling me I can no longer mirror anymore? We would have to make a payment.
Okay. So that's fine. I don't have to mirror anything.
So for now, we'll just bounce ideas. And
I did want to show the video, but can you?
Is it on YouTube?
It's on TikTok.
Would you be able to find it on YouTube? We didn't think that far ahead.
It's fine. We can just go.
All right, so I'm going to continue reading off of the phone, and we'll figure that out for the next video. But I think we'll still be able to cast stuff from YouTube.
Let me see if let's... Well, I wanted to show you a video of a ghost caught on camera. Let me see if it allows me to do it.
And this is on YouTube?
It's not on YouTube. But you'll let me. What did you think?
Two nurses.
Sorry. What do you think about it?
What exactly am I looking at?
You see it running?
In the street?
Yeah, you saw it?
No.
Hold on, let me go back.
Two.
Look at this. It went from the right screen all the way to the left screen.
Play that back.
Two nurses.
I'm gonna have to watch this like 50 times.
Oh, we got hit by an ad.
We got hit by that ad. We're gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah, that's fine.
How long do you think we've been recording
Probably
so
like
far?
20 minutes.
Right, for our first YouTube video, it can only be 15 minutes.
Okay, we're gonna have to cut some things, but let's just finish. Let's wrap up then.
All right.
Okay, so we talked about ghosts and things like that. So let me talk about my personal experience, like one or two,
I'll give you one.
and then we deep dive and we go from there and we finish it. Okay, so we talked about having personal experiences with the paranormal, specifically with ghosts, right? I can like I can kind of tell you what I've experienced. Like, two of the most I guess the scary ones that has happened to me that I haven't really been able to understand, even process it, even now that I'm an adult, because they both happened to me when I was very young.
Okay.
And I also think it has to do, kids are more attuned to seeing ghosts too because of that spiritual plane we were talking about. They're more.
So this happened when you were a child?
One of them happened to me as a child, and the other one repeatedly happened to me. So that one, I don't know if it was an actual ghost or it was more of a demon.
That was preying on you.
That was preying on me.
Okay, so which one you want to start with?
So I'll start with the one when I was little. When I would go visit my family back in Nicaragua, and I was staying with my grandma. Nicaragua is a very, very, very poor country, so there's not a lot of power at night. So after a certain time, the government turns off the power, so you're in pitch black. You only get the light from the moon.
And what time does this start?
As soon as the sun goes down.
So 6, 7.
Everyone is already in their house by 6 or 7, unless there's like a religious thing happening outside where they're throwing a party or an actual party. Everyone's in bed by a certain time because there's no power. So my grandma's house, she lived on a very unique road, I would say.
Okay.
Because so you think of like a road, right? It has a start and an end, and there was houses on each side of this road. But what made it very scary was that if you went out the front door of my grandma's house, to the left, it was the church, a Catholic church. So it's a beautiful Catholic church. And then half a mile down, which is still the same road, to the right, it was a cemetery.
A church and a cemetery?
Yeah. And she lived right down the middle.
Yeah, that's not a good combo.
So
that screams ghost all over.
Yeah, I would say so. But you're
in a ghost town.
Sometimes it felt like it. I'm not gonna lie, But so whatever, we decided to. We were forced to go to sleep. Right, there's nothing going on. And at night we start. It's probably like 2:00 in the morning. There's nothing going on. I'm telling you, all you heard outside were the little lizards. You would see fireflies. Like, you wouldn't hear anyone outside. It was very, very rare that you would hear a person, and it was probably a drunk person that would hear. But this situation, it was not that. It was a very quiet night, and all of a sudden you just hear like mumbling, like a crowd of mumbles.
Okay, like an audience.
Kind of like an audience, yeah.
Are they mad? Are they angry?
No, it sounded like they were praying.
Like chanting?
Not chanting, but like just low prayers, like it was very weird.
And what language did they sound like they were speaking?
I honestly don't know. Because it was too low to really make out what they were saying, but you heard.
So you live on a dirt road, as in between a cemetery and a Catholic church.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of the night, where there's no electricity, no lights, it's pitch dark outside. So nobody goes outside, hardly ever. Outside. And at 2 a.m, you hear mumbling from a crowd of people coming down this road, which sounds like they're praying.
Yes. And then the worst part about it, we hear like, I don't even know how to describe it. It sounded like a car, but it wasn't a car. It sounded like it was floating. It just like air. It's very weird to explain.
Like hovering.
Yes, like hovering. That's the word. Very lightly.
Like a hum.
Because it's so quiet. You heard it all, right? So we're hearing it, and it's getting louder
I think I'm
and
starting to get
louder.
goosebumps.
And it's getting, so we're hearing it coming from the left side of the house first. So we kind of put two and two together that they're coming from the church, and we hear them moving on, and they will walk all the way to the cemetery. My grandma, being the hard ass that she is, the toughest woman I know, she
Don't tell me she went outside.
she opened the window.
No.
She was like, I have to see what's going on. This is very weird. This is not
I feel
normal.
like that's something I would do.
She's like, this is not
I like your
normal.
grandma.
So she goes and she opens the window, right? And when she opens the window, mind you, it's pitch black in the house as well, because there's no electricity running right now. And I hear my grandma gasp, but it was like a sense of gasp, but I've never heard her, like, she was shocked. And this was the type of woman that she did not get scared easily, right? She was tough as nails. And
So she must have seen something that
she saw something.
spooked her.
And I remember her, like, opening the window, she gasps, and then she closes it. But in that interaction, she's holding something, and she puts it on the table, and she kind of like backs away, and she tells all the kids, like, hey, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. But the next morning, she tells us that, we hear her scream in the morning.
Okay.
And we all wake up super, super scared, because, like, why is my grandma screaming? Again, she's a very tough woman.
Yeah.
She says that when she opened the window, she saw a funeral car. And this funeral car had no wheels. It had nothing. It was just an all black funeral car. And there was over 100 people walking around the funeral car dressed in black, veils over their head. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, guys. With a veil over their heads and a candle in front of them, walking to the cemetery. She says that this procession was so big that by the time she opened the window, most of them were already towards the cemetery.
Okay.
And when she opened that window, one of the ladies that were dressed in black turned around, looked at her, came up the steps to the house, and gave her a candle, a white candle, very tall, and said to her in perfect Spanish, basically, here, pray with us.
No way.
And my grandma got scared, because, like, you're not expecting to see all this. Like, how do you even think about this? Like, how?
Now this is a person we're talking about.
This is a person we're talking about.
Okay.
My grandma said she couldn't see none of her features. She couldn't see anything. She grabbed the candle.
Now, was this something normal in the town? Was this something like a ritual that when a family member died, was this something that was normal where they do some type of ritual?
Not necessarily, no.
Because I was also reading, like, you have the Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about the ancients and Egyptians, where they built pyramids for the pharaohs just to prepare them for the afterlife.
Yeah.
And they did so much to prepare them for the afterlife to make sure that they made it. So I feel like that, that may have been a form of that, where somebody very prominent or very, important to them in the family, where they prepared them.
Yeah, but it definitely wasn't humans.
Okay.
They were definitely spirits, just by the way my grandma described it, from the car, the people, the floating, the noises, the hovering.
When you say the car, you're talking about a hearse?
Yeah.
A hearse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a hearse. And she saw it floating, and it's like, if it was a real car, you would hear an engine. There was no Teslas back in the day.
Yeah. And you said Nicaragua.
Nicaragua back.
And this is the year on a dirt road.
Long ago.
On a dirt road.
On a dirt road.
Maybe you wouldn't normally hear a horse and carriage.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. It's 2 a.m. And this is a witness account of
Multiple
you,
people.
your grandmother,
My cousins that were there too, my
cousins.
grandpa, like it was a lot of us that.
Everybody
So
saw it.
how do you explain that?
Yeah, everybody sees it. You know.
You know, was she dreaming? Were we all dreaming? There's no way.
Or was it a ritual?
Nah, I don't think it was a ritual.
What else goes on in Nicaragua?
They're a very Catholic country,
Okay.
so I don't. I'm pretty sure there are people that do witchcraft and like this, but to have over 100 people doing witchcraft
For
gathering,
a
yeah,
funeral at
that's
2 in the morning. Normally, what time is funerals? During the day, right?
yeah.
In the United States, we do
Over
funerals
there
during the
too.
day.
Over there too.
Also, they do it during the day.
Yeah, they do it during the day.
It's not a night
No,
thing to do with candles and all
no.
that.
At
So that
night.
candle that was handed to your grandma,
Mm-hmm.
well, what's up with the candle? Is that a ghost candle?
So,
We did read that it could be objects.
so
Objects can
the
be
crazy part about it was that the candle.
apportations, right?
So
Yeah.
it was a white candle that they gave her. It was a white candle, but the inside of the candle, it looked like it had bone in it. Like I don't know what type,
Bone fragment in the
like an
candle.
actual like bone, like from your
So the
hand.
center of the candle was a bone that held it up.
Yeah,
That was like
yeah,
wrapped in wax.
yeah,
It was melting.
yeah.
That revealed the bone.
That revealed the bone.
Now that's crazy.
Yeah.
When you say bone, like a finger, how big was
Um,
this candle?
probably like this big.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So probably like an arm bone, I would think.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
All right. So if they gave you a candle, and it was 100 of them, and they all had candles, you
no,
telling me inside every single one of those candles was
a bone,
a bone?
or maybe it's just the one they gave her. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to
That's a
explain.
crazy story.
Yeah.
I wonder, guys, if you have any stories related to that, or if you are from Nicaragua yourself, please leave comments below and let us know if you have witnessed anything familiar or similar. Okay.
Do you have
Um,
any crazy ghost stories?
I have one. It's quick,
Okay.
not too crazy. It's here in the United States. Um, I would put it under the residual ghost,
Okay.
right? Somebody close, family member, somebody personal. So it wasn't like that, like 100 people, this was just, so basically I'll get into it. I used to go to my cousin's house and sleep
Mhm.
over a lot. And I'll sleep in his room. And one night, well, not too long ago, he had a grandma from his father's side who had passed away. And she used to live in the back house, right? It's a Florida room with a bedroom, and she used to live back there.
Mhm.
And she was getting old, we saw her aging. We saw her get pretty old, and weak over the years. And when she had finally had passed, everybody in the family was, really sad and all that. So one night I came to visit, and in the middle of the night I wake up, just to go use the bathroom, regular, probably same thing like you, 2 in the morning,
Mhm.
and I come out of the bedroom of my cousin, of the room that I'm sleeping in, and the bathroom is across the hall, directly across. I go to the bathroom, turn on the light, I use it,
Mhm.
I wash my hands, of course. I finish using the bathroom, turn off the light, and I come out. Now, mind you, I'm going from bathroom to bedroom right across. It's a couple of steps over.
Okay.
Just crossing a hallway. In the process of leaving the bathroom, okay, a light switch turns on from the kitchen. The kitchen light cuts on,
Mhm.
and it catches my attention.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking that my older cousin from the other bedroom is now in the kitchen.
Okay.
But maybe he doesn't know that I'm in the bathroom. But he had to come down the hallway to know I was in the bathroom.
Mhm.
But I was gonna try to scare him, and I was gonna creep up on him, right, in the middle of the night. So I start tiptoeing towards the kitchen, right? I'm like, well, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. And as I make it towards the kitchen, there's nobody there. Nobody in the dining room, nobody in the kitchen, nobody in the living room. So now I'm like,
What the
okay.
hell?
Now I'm thinking, am I the one who's about to get pranked?
Yeah.
You know, while I was trying to get my cousin, now he's trying to get me. Or he
Okay.
knew I was, he was expecting me, right? So I checked the dining room, checked the kitchen, checked the living room, nothing. Now I decide to look in the Florida room, which is in the back room.
Okay.
When I look in the Florida room, there's a rocking chair.
Oh my God.
And the rocking chair is rocking back and forth in perfect momentum, like a pendulum.
Oh my God.
Okay? And right now I'm getting the goosebumps just talking about it. And I look into the Florida room and there's nobody around. And I just look around me again and there's nobody around. And I get so scared
Of course.
that I run back to my cousin's room, leaving the light on and everything. And I wake up my cousin. I go, I'm not gonna say no names, but cousin, wake up, wake up. He goes, what? Right? He was kind of upset that I woke him up. He goes, what do you want? What? I go, I went to the bathroom and the light cut on in the kitchen. So I went to go check, but there was nobody there. And somebody was sitting in the rocking chair. The rocking chair was moving back and forth. And nobody was there. What made it weirder was his response to me.
Okay. What was his response?
His response was, yeah, that's my grandma. Now go back to sleep.
So it's something that they would see all the time. Such a common occurrence that it was like an
something
everyday
that they were
thing.
used to. Yes.
Wow.
But the thing is, they never told me that. My cousin never told me a story, you know.
They probably never thought that you were going to see the grandma. You know? Because
Yeah, I guess they see it so much they don't just bring it up in conversation. Like, hey, if you see grandma, don't be scared.
Yeah, but also think about how people react when you speak about ghosts, when you speak about spirits,
Like, you don't even want to come around.
No, you don't want to come around, or some people are like, oh, you're
weird, you're crazy,
you're crazy.
Throw you in a psych ward.
Yeah. So I think it has to do a lot with that as well.
Yeah. He told me, yeah, that's my grandma. Now go back to bed. And I told him I left the light on, and he told me, now go shut it off. I'm like, no, I'm scared. He goes, it's just grandma. Go turn the light off and go back to bed. And like, he did it with such seriousness, like, don't treat her like a ghost.
Yeah, like she's a living being. She's
like, have respect for her.
Wow.
That's like, okay, you saw her, okay, now go back to sleep. Like, we know.
Yeah.
She's still here in the house. We know. And the thing is, this rocking chair is not just no rocking chair. This was her rocking chair. This was the rocking chair she sat in during the gatherings, during the events, during Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
So she had residual energy attached to that rocking chair.
Or just that back room in general where she stayed and where she lived.
Yeah. Did they have any pets?
No, she never had any pets.
Sometimes the animals can see it.
And what was weird is I didn't see her before her passing.
Okay.
Like, it was a while before her passing.
Okay.
So like maybe a year or so had gone by and I didn't get to see her or witness her before her passing. So I kind of felt too, like, after it happened, I would think about it. I went to the bathroom and I came out the bathroom and the light turned on. I felt like she called me over.
You like felt her voice, or like was it inside your head? How did you hear her voice?
I'm saying just the fact that she turned on the light.
Okay.
When I came out the bathroom. And she's saying, hey, come over here. Because again, she got my attention. Yeah. She got my attention. Light turned on. I go towards the light.
Yeah.
Which just sounds crazy. I go towards the light. And I go over there. I don't see nothing. And then I witness her sitting on
the rocking chair. Just doing her thing. Chilling.
Yeah.
Watching her
and I'm not
novela.
going to tell you I seen a physical form.
Yeah.
Just no empty chair. Perfectly.
That's crazy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And ever since then.
Did you feel scared? Like, really, really scared?
Yeah. I felt scared because I'll say I felt scared because I did not know. I lacked the knowledge of what that was. Yeah. Like I said, if you compare my reaction to my cousins when they brought it to his attention,
Yeah.
He didn't wake up and go, oh my God, a ghost, let me go see, even though it's
Yeah.
2 in the morning. You don't want to wake up and be like, but you don't say, oh, what, ghost, no way, no, it's, hey, it's normal, so
Yeah.
that just goes to show that I lacked experience in ghosts and knowledge in
The
ghosts.
supernatural.
Yeah.
I do feel that a lot of those residual ghosts do show themselves just to say hello, like, hey, I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing okay. But I also think you might sometimes have a guardian spirit within them. Like they're there to protect you in certain ways and drive you in certain situations so you can have the best outcome because they have that love for you.
I was gonna ask you that because I was gonna say, is she unhealed? Is she
I
is
don't
she
think
not
she's
happy because
unhealed.
she's still here? But then now that you say that she could be a guardian angel,
Hmm.
all my life, my cousin and I, when we would go out and our family, whether it's his mom or my mom, would take photos of us,
Yeah.
there was always orbs in
Yeah.
the photos. And his mom is like big on like paranormal stuff and ghosts, like she watches the shows and
Yeah.
everything. So when she took the pictures and she would notice them, she would always be like,
An
look,
orb, an
look,
orb.
the orbs, they're, yeah, and she'll be like, you know what? There's something about when you two get together,
Yeah.
it's just,
Like a
there,
protection
yeah,
orb.
something's protecting you guys.
Yeah.
And that's what my aunt would say.
The craziest thing sometimes is when you see an orb and they have a face in it.
Oh man,
One time
I seen photos like that.
I've
Yeah.
had photos like that were my family hanging out again in Nicaragua. And there's literally in the picture hundreds of orbs.
Wow.
Hundreds of all sizes with different the bigger ones have faces.
It's like your whole family tree, like your
Oh my god.
ancestry around you.
Probably.
Imagine that.
Yeah. But it's funny that you say that talking about guardian angels because my dad he always talks about his guardian angel was his mom, different grandmas that we're talking about now. But when my dad was growing up in Oakland, California, he
Oakland, shout out.
and, back in the 70s, it wasn't the safest place
Yeah,
to be, right?
in the
And
70s.
and he talks about always that he was working the overnight shift trying to like come up as a young kid, not trying to get in the drug game and any of that thing. He was trying to always like have the right path. And he talks about my dad always loved having his low riders and his cars, back very 70ish
Nice, nice.
California-ish. And he talks about that he would park in a specific avenue, and he was working the graveyard shift, right? But since it was such a dangerous part of Oakland, he would pay one of the gangsters that was like taking care of a warehouse there, and he would park his car right by the warehouse. So he's like, hey, I'll pay you with, my dad worked at a food restaurant, like, hey, I'll pay you with whatever you want to eat that night. I'll bring it to you. Since my dad was the cook there, the chef there. And the guy was like, hell yeah, I have to stay here. Might as well get fed, right?
Yeah,
The gangster, like, super chill.
yeah.
This gang
So they
member.
had an exchange,
They had an
a
exchange, right?
mutual
A
agreement.
mutual agreement. I'll take care of your car. No one's going to touch your car, but you better bring me that food.
Feed me.
And my dad talks about that one time he was getting off his graveyard shift. It was probably like 5:30 in the morning.
Graveyards.
And he says that he's walking towards his car. He's like super tired. He's like, man, I can't wait to get home. Like, my dad is very tall, very lanky. And he says that he sees this guy, the gang member guy, stand up from his chair and just look at him in the craziest way. And he's like, yo, who's that lady with you? And my dad's like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
He's like, there was a little lady with you. She was in the back. She was behind you. And this man that knows nothing about my family, knows nothing about my dad, just where he works and that mutual exchange, described my grandma, my dad's mom, to the T. So it makes you think, was my grandma always protecting my dad because he was working the graveyard shift? He was dealing with people that maybe were not as reputable.
Not only that, imagine that. She traveled with him from Nicaragua all the way to the States, to California, Oakland.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
So she like latched on
She latched
to
on.
him.
So I would feel like this residual spirit became a guardian angel,
Okay. Huh. That's interesting.
right?
Yeah.
But
So
I feel like there's so much of the unknown when it comes to ghosts.
yeah.
And I think this is a question that, like I said, has been going on for centuries. No one really knows what's going on. Like, how can you explain, how is that normal to see orbs, see spirits, see ghost cars, ghost
Yeah.
hearse,
Ghost dogs,
ghost
cats,
dogs, the
objects,
the rocking chair moving by
sounds.
himself, sounds.
But we didn't get into smells.
Smells are a very,
A lot
very
of
big
people
thing.
they come across smells. They smell, something baking, and it's really not nothing baking, but it reminds them of, like you said, grandma,
Or a
family,
perfume or
family member,
something.
perfume.
Yeah.
And it's like, huh? And those are signs of a spirit or a ghost trying to communicate with you or reveal itself to you.
Sometimes, yeah. Depends on the smell.
Yeah.
But
And they
definitely.
don't always have good intentions.
No. And sometimes they can be very manipulative, where they want you to believe that they're good spirits and they're not good spirits, and they will latch on to you 100% to take over you and your family. And
Okay.
and those are the poltergeists, the demons, which we can, that's a whole other can of worms. But definitely there's a lot of things that cannot be explained. It's something you have to witness and live.
I feel like can't be explained yet. I feel like as the future goes on, I feel like maybe we'll have the proper devices, that would allow us to communicate with, our once loved ones, or the dead and things like that. Which I don't know if you're supposed to, if that's forbidden, to communicate with the dead. That's a whole nother story too. But this episode, Case File 1, Ghost.
Yeah.
First episode for Paranormal Investigators Bureau. How do you feel?
Good. I think that we shed a light onto something very, very big, something taboo.
Okay.
Right? And the taboo is something that needs to be spoken about. We can't forget our past and what we learned from our past, because we're never going to move forward. And this is information that people have been gathering for centuries.
True. So, at the end of this episode, does that make you a believer or a non-believer?
Always a believer.
You're always a believer?
I've seen too much and have experienced too much not to be a believer.
Okay.
How about you?
I feel like I'm still a skeptic. I'll stay in the middle.
Okay.
I really have to see it to believe it. Like I said, something really has to reveal itself to me. I know a lot of people that have faith. They put a lot of faith in what they believe. It's like, no, this is real. This is real. It's like, no, show me. If there's ghosts, show me a ghost. Like, was that Ghostbusters? They capture ghosts into a backpack. Show me one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But sometimes taunting them is not good, because if you're not dealing with a actual good ghost, it can turn into something really, really bad.
So, quick question: what's the future of PIB? We got a lot coming, huh? This is just the beginning, obviously.
It's definitely just the beginning. I would say it's us debunking a lot of the supernatural, really focusing on real life experiences, a lot of educated experiences, really deep diving into those conversations to make
learning on the way.
Learning is a very, very big part of this. So we can all understand the paranormal better. We see a lot of TV shows, movies, books that talk about different experiences that people go to. Some are exaggerated more than others, but where's the fine line and the truth behind everything?
Yeah. All right, guys. With that being said, this is
Good.
and that's the end of this episode.
Thank you, guys.